I thought this Adin was finally get exposed or something.
Gals, me Mutahar, and I'm not the biggest fan of Adin Ross, but I'm also not the biggest fan of content ID and copyright abuse on the platform. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I usually don't really like to do these call-outs or really, go after certain creators or really jump into it. First off, the drama really isn't something that I enjoy. It's not really drama in my opinion. Drama to me is like really stupid. When it comes to actual, like, tangibly, like, harmful things that are happening on
It is financially harmful,
I like to
so
speak out about it because it leads to a larger issue.
I don't think that's
So
a
for me,
drama.
when I talk about Adin Ross, it's definitely because
No, Muda does not have a hate boner for me. What are you talking about? Adin is ruining YouTube? Come on, he isn't even that relevant. You also just ignore him completely, and he will understand how stupid his moves are. Dude, this is not about me or other people, okay? This is not about other, like, large content creators, weirdo. That video already got 1.5 million views, okay? That video is not going to go more viral than that. Like, he's not going to make any money off of that. Do you understand? The real problem is he's going after small content creators while abusing DMCA laws, okay? He's stealing money from smaller content creators while flexing. And no, Muda doesn't have a hate boner for me at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I've literally been on his podcast, and we talk all the time about Steam Decks. So
This is just
not right about what he is doing on
targeting
YouTube,
small
like a
content
lot of other
creator.
creators, abusing the content ID and copyright system actually can lead to really, really bad effects on the platform. And YouTube should step in and make sure the abuse doesn't happen. I mean, they say there's penalties. I've never seen these penalties goddamn
The
enforced.
guy who has
And I understand,
1.5
I really don't
million
like Adin
views
Ross as a character,
on one
mostly
video
because I
doesn't
think he's a
care.
genuinely harmful individual. To give you a little bit of context into this character, a year ago when I was looking into him for Rubet, Save the Kids, during the height of cryptos and influencers, not that that's gone away or anything, I mean, there's plenty of that happens all the time, Adin Ross was a character that shilled MILF Token. Now, MILF Token is a meme currency that if you were dumb enough to join his escapades and buy, well, you lost your money. Why? Because it's a meme token. You think MILF Token is worth anything, you idiots? It's not, okay? Now, of course, after this shilling, Adin had this to say about MILF Token. Listen to this real carefully.
Chat, by the way, that MILF shit I did a while back, I already told you guys, don't buy that shit. I got paid a bag to do that shit. Like, I don't give a how many of you guys actually bought it?
After promoting such a scam token and then after a while telling people, I hope you didn't buy it, you can tell that Adin Ross is not just a kid. He's a fully grown adult that actually has scammed his audience. Doesn't care about it, no moral compass, no nothing. For me, I have no respect for a scumbag like this and absolutely never will. Now, of course, since then, the absolute ounce of respect I possibly could have had has absolutely cratered and hit rock bottom, center of the earth type shit after looking at some of this. So this is where we get into like some real YouTube content territory breaking situations. Listen to this one.
Chat, by the way, this is Hassan's head moderator, chat.
So of course, just for context, this guy...
The funny is when they're like, bro, Hasan,
Yes,
they come
so
in the
mean,
Hasan
huh?
account, they say, Hasan, just say you're wrong and move on. They get immediately banned.
What?
And then they are like permanently complaining about how I am, banning dissenting opinions. It's like, no, I'm not. You're just an idiot with a goddamn sock account who's trying to derail the conversation. Shut up.
Guy named Internet Anarchist
Yeah,
is a content
nothing
creator
of
on YouTube that really covers trending topics, kind of like a Sunny V2 type person. This is not a moderator for Hasan, the live streamer. No, this is somebody random that made a video talking about, the whole Sneeko and Charlie situation. And in this case, he used clips from Adin Ross's streams,
he
Adin Ross's
thinks
interviews,
everyone is
where
against
Adin Ross
him.
went in and actually filed a manual copyright claim on their video.
Put a W in the
And he openly stated he did it to his ops, remember?
chat. We stole $8,000 from him. W. He needed that. Yes. Yes.
It's like a terminally online child actually salivating at the thought that they stole money. It's not even about the money. It's about the
this is
false
just
copyright claim you did it. If this went to a court of law and literally lawyers had to fight over if this was maliciously done, Adin literally loses.
He needed that. Yes.
He's a bit of bro.
It's like a terminally online child actually salivating at the thought that they stole money. It's not even about the money. It's about the false copyright claim you did it. If this went to a court of law and literally lawyers had to fight over if this was maliciously done, Adin literally loses.
I'll be watching on my phone.
This isn't even the only clip. Listen to this one. It actually gets downright comically evil.
I'm not gonna lie. If I don't them, do it. If I with the YouTubers doing it too, don't do it. Like, this guy's an actual dick sucker, bro. So he deserves to get copyrighted. He's a dick sucker. He deserves it. He knows what he's doing. He's using my own content to make me look like a bad guy.
I don't think your content really needs to be manipulated to make you look like a bad guy, Adin. But see, this is where I'm talking about maliciously applying copyright strikes. You see, this is a false copyright strike, not on the basis that what he's going after is necessarily somebody who's misusing his content and going against fair use principles. He's literally targeting somebody that is critical of him in a negative way. If you talk about people on the internet, look, I'm on the internet. If you make a whole video shitting on me, the last thing I'm going to
Hey,
do
copyright
is
claim
give
or
you a
something.
content ID claim or a copyright strike. A, because it's completely unethical. It's your right to criticize me, especially if you're using my content in a fair use manner. And also, it's illegal. Now, of course, the U.S. legal system is pretty much designed to favor the person that has the most money. So if internet anarchists wanted to go and fight back, well, they would probably be hitting their head up against a brick wall. Not saying that he can't fight, but obviously, if you don't have the funds to go up against a large streamer like Adin Ross, you'll...
But I think he fucked over enough streamers and he fucked over enough content creators and enough people hate him that, like, I'm not gonna lie. I think that we could get enough funds together. I mean, I'll help people, like I said.
You'll be bullied into no...
Train will bankroll him? Yeah, okay. First of all, you have to understand that, like, this isn't just about who has more money, okay? This is also about, like, this isn't just about who has more money at the end of the day. What is this? Didn't you see this? Checked on this, and it looks like the claim has been closed by the content owner. Oh, they went and reversed this one. Okay, that's right. Exactly. Because he knows that bullshit. Oh my God. Asshole, dude. I'm so glad. I'm glad that this was resolved. I'm glad that this matter was resolved. He's such asshole, dude. YouTube should make it so that there is a literal mark for content creators that actually are issuing false copy strikes. They receive no punishment whatsoever. Wait, can YouTube resolve mine too? Oh my God. Wait. I'm looking at it right now. It says important notifications. You've received a copyright claim. I click on the view options. Wait a minute. Whoa. Well. Wait a minute. Video, Andrew Tate cannot handle my questions. Video copyright details. Channel not affected. Interesting. Interesting development that just happened on this video. Huh. Interesting.
Copyright claim again there.
Interesting. Peculiar.
Wait, let me check on there. I think mine is still ineligible, so yeah, I think it's just for because content creator. Then I got like 4, so maybe I'll do it right now and let you know. And let's do the peer use one. Okay, submit that. I guess you'll see the effects in 1 or 2 days or a few minutes. Let's continue with
this video tomorrow. I think it's partially one of these reasons why some of these creators don't target people that have like larger followings, because they know if a court case was
she is ungovernable
to actually happen, they would be pissing money away against somebody that has money to piss away too. It'd be one giant pissing match, and when the court case is done, they know full well they will be countersued and they will have to end up paying way more money than what they initially even put into the law.
He did it for the content, nothing more. In a way, you talking about it helped him get more exposure. Dude, if someone is stealing money from a person who is like not that great, that doesn't have great finances, someone who's broke, but a content creator trying to make it, right? And then they openly go and claim that they are doing it specifically for, no other reason other than just with them. And I'm not talking about Adin Ross stealing money from me. I don't give a fuck that. I'm talking about who he is stealing from. Many other much smaller content creators. Okay? Of course I'm going to fight against that. It doesn't matter if he's doing it for the clout. What are you talking about, dude? Even if it's not literally for me, okay? Even if it's just, even if it's not for myself. When I saw the internet anarchist thing, I was already frustrated. It's crazy.
Lawsuit to
I don't think they have heard about this one.
Absolutely used a bunch of clips from Adin Ross, Charlie, so on and so forth. Now, of course, I think there's a lot of commentary in this, and the clips that were used were done in a fair use manner. To understand fair use, you have to actually look at the law itself. Now, of course, fair use, this is coming from the Columbia University Libraries, okay? Even if you hate me, you'll learn something from my channel. Fair use is not what you expect. There are 4 factors to the balancing of fair use. Now, again, I want to just stress this really quickly, because some YouTubers had actual court cases and won against other YouTubers. That doesn't necessarily mean their, determination of fair use is applicable to all. So obviously, Ethan Klein and Matt Haas, their situation was different. Ethan actually used very, very small portions of the work and created a transformative topic, a transformative video. If you just download somebody's entire content and re-upload it to your channel, obviously that's not fair use. Now, even if you react to their video in whole and you say, oh, I doubled the length of the original video by adding commentary, realistically, there are 4 pillars of fair use. You may have inadvertently created a market substitute for the actual product. You may have actually just re-uploaded the entire video, and a case could be made by the original copyright holder as to why would some...
The Hasanabi Clips Industrial Complex absolutely violates that, but the real reason why nobody does anything or says anything about it is because everyone understands that you're like a asshole if you were to go up against it, or most people actually personally do not mind it. As a matter of fact, they like it. There are violators in the Hasanabi Clips Industrial Complex that aren't fan channels, as you know, that literally go and will try to DMCA copy strike my VODs from other fan channels. Those guys are assholes. You know what I mean? We've discussed this so many times. Also, don't you openly allow people to use your IP? Yes, I do, which is why there are certain issues sometimes that arise from that. We make a very good and very honest effort to ensure that all of videos are heavily edited. Most of it's my commentary that's transformative. Like, you will not find a video where it's just like you will not find a video where I'm just like reacting to someone else's YouTube content with no commentary whatsoever, because I like to use YouTube videos to craft a narrative because I think it's more visually pleasing. It's visually stimulating. Even then, that might not technically fall within the boundaries of fair use, but it doesn't matter because most of these people that I'm reacting to are my friends,
Yes,
or they're media partners that are aware of me
channels.
and totally like that I look at their content. Therefore, it's not something that someone would ever pursue. If they would, it would be very odd. Anyone that says I'm constantly leaving videos up and like leaving my seat is probably running off of like super old drama at this point. Reactgate drama never really went anywhere, but you know, it's the reason why people always say that I am currently is the reason why people always say that I'm like, oh, Hasan doesn't react, he just like leaves videos on. You're live like 8 hours a day. Sometimes you need to step away periodically. It's totally understandable. Yeah, I mean, life happens. There are literal emergency situations where like sometimes I have to get up, and I'm not just talking about
It's actually not.
I was like, you make your own rules. Just saying. Well, the irony is that with copyright, you kind of do, actually. I've talked about this many times over. Video games are DMCA-able. As a matter of fact, at the time, everyone said, Hasan, you're wrong, you're an idiot, you're delusional. And guess what? Nintendo is currently showing that those are enforceable DMCAs that they are utilizing. They're assholes for this, but it doesn't matter. They're doing it regardless. They have the legal right to be able to do so, okay? Nintendo does it. They are public enemy #1 for that reason. But they do it. They do it all the time, and they're pieces of shit for doing it, and everyone recognizes they're pieces of shit for doing it. All matter of content in the Let's Play streamer region is technically on shaky DMCA-able grounds. Every single thing that you do on stream, for the most part. It's a matter of imagination at this point. The images that we use as emotes technically could be subject to copyright. Everyone always says you're wrong, but it doesn't matter. Nintendo quite literally has done so. Like I said, they say that I'm wrong. It's up to the creator. It's up to the holder of that IP to not behave like a piece of shit. It's the unfortunate reality. The way that these laws are written, my own personal opinion on the matter does not mean anything. I am not an IP guy. You know I don't like IP. You know I live my own morals out pretty perfectly. My haters will never admit that, but you know, that's the unfortunate reality. Things behind me could get DMCA'd. Technically, like things behind me that are brands could get me into trouble with copyright.
I mean,
of course,
it's not very likely.
but you know, that is the reality. Anything can be copyrighted just as Disney. Exactly. Disney literally told a parent that they could not have Spider-Man on a 4-year-old leukemia death, a 4-year-old child who died of leukemia. They said that they could not put Spider-Man on the gravestone. Do you think that copyright doesn't extend to every single facet of our existence? I don't know what to tell you. Okay, you're out of your mind. Every video game publisher could decide they don't want their game streamed, and game streaming would cease to exist. Exactly. Same goes for reacting to YouTube videos. It was Winnie the Pooh, I thought? No, it was Spider-Man. Of course, I have talked about this so many times on this broadcast. It's one that frustrates me to no end. I think it's really up that people abuse this shit. But ultimately, a lot of the content that we look at here on the Twitch sphere, whether it be XQC watching full episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants, or me watching whatever old TV show that I'm watching, or just a random YouTuber's videos that I'm watching, all of that could technically be DMCA'd. I don't know if Adin Ross will get better, but I really do hope he gets better. I'm not even kidding.
Somebody go and visit my channel or view the content natively if they've already viewed the entire piece. You can't just put up an entire movie, review it by commentating over it, and not expect Disney or any large megacorp to completely not take you down. There are a lot of factors that go into it, and it literally is one of those reasons why fair use is tested, in my opinion, pretty individually on a case-by-case basis. But that doesn't mean, like, for instance, in the next few years, if people actually do start issuing lawsuits, that it couldn't negatively affect fair use as it exists. Again, the more lawsuits that happen, the more precedents get created, and sometimes precedents are not all good. The way that copyright is being handled by creators like Adin Ross is literally akin to setting up a minefield, and usually when people step on a mine, you know, hopefully it doesn't go off, but if it does, you know, it is absolutely a catastrophic moment. It's bad enough that the actual, like, big mega corporations literally abuse YouTube's copyright systems, and YouTube needs to step in to at least prevent YouTubers from abusing the goddamn system itself.
Yes.
Just based on the clip I showed you, it was a malicious strike, a malicious claim that should absolutely be reversed by YouTube. Because again, if a tool like this could be used to abuse, because it is smaller creators, then that's not a platform that we should necessarily support. That's not a thing we should be supporting. Now, Adin Ross is not exactly the most intellectual person that I've ever seen, because literally in the statements that I just played, it almost is like they don't care about fair use. If they were to go to a court, you could absolutely argue that they're doing this maliciously, and they have literally no basis to properly file a DMCA or court claim on. And he's not the only streamer that has been alleged to do this. There are other streamers who are alleged to actually do content ID strikes. One of them is iShowSpeed, who has been alleged to do content ID strikes or content claims through third-party like MCN. So listen to this one from Jabroni.
So I just want to show you guys what it looks like when you get a manual copyright claim on YouTube. This is different from when it's automated. If you use like a copyrighted song or a clip that the bots flag, this was manually claimed. So I've disputed this claim. The dispute's under review. These people have 30 days to look at my dispute and say, yeah, we agree with you, or no, we don't agree with your dispute.
So generally what happens over here is when it comes to a manual dispute, which I'm going to give you another great example of it in a little minute, generally a company comes in, they say, hey, listen, like 30 seconds of this video is from us, we're going to claim this, and what YouTube does is they basically give away the ad revenue to that creator or that company. Now, if you dispute this, YouTube puts all that money into a little escrow account and basically waits for
escrow, yeah.
So let's look at the actual dispute real quickly. YouTube will say when it comes to a content ID claim, basically you want to make sure you have all the necessary rights in the content of your video, using the content in a way that qualifies as a copyright exception, and believing your video was misidentified or an error was made. So this is where it gets into a legal situation. Before you dispute a content ID claim, you might want to learn about public domain and fair use, which is why I went through the whole legal lesson earlier on. Keep in mind that these are not legitimate reasons to dispute a claim. You can't just give credit, you can't own a copy of the video or song, and you can't choose to not monetize the video. This is a literal content ID.
That's kind of insane.
So even if you are not profiting off of the work just by putting it up on your channel or giving credit, giving exposure, that's still not enough. If you don't
4
submit a
seconds or
dispute, there are two other
something.
ways to resolve a content ID claim, such as removing the claim and content from the video, which YouTube provides tools to mute tracks or literally trim out portions of your video. Ultimately, YouTube can't decide whether you should dispute a claim, because that's legal advice. You should only dispute a claim if you're confident that you have all the necessary rights to use the claim and content. Repeated or malicious abuse of the dispute process can result in penalties against your video or channel. Now, to understand, this is wording that obviously should scare anybody that's getting claimed. Now, somebody falsely claims you. It really sounds like
scared
from
of
that
this
wording,
one.
yes, you have to basically prove that your video is completely fair use, and
The only
if you find that
copyright
your video
strike
is not
from
in fair
this
use or
fitting.
the claim doesn't go your way, you're the one getting punished. To explain how bad the system can be, look at this situation where somebody uploaded 10 hours of white noise, literally generated white noise that anybody can do with their computer right now. Because of this, there were plenty of companies that came in and claimed literal sections. So this one company, behalf of white noise sleep therapy, jumped in and said this random few minutes, 6 hours in, was theirs. Then you've got other people like El Muelle Records. Then you've got white noise sleep therapy again. Then you've got Rachel Conway, who
White
says this is a symphonic
noise
distribution.
is-
Yeah, apparently white noise is part of the fucking symphony, okay? So initially, if you wanted to dispute all of these, which I guess would be their each individual claims, yeah, you better hope to God it doesn't go wrong. Now, YouTube needs to have a level of common sense where they look at situations like this, or maybe have the ability to provide further context. Like, imagine if you showed YouTube systems Adin Ross's blatant disregard for actually using the system in good faith and using it to silence critics, then they
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like he openly, Adin Ross, if he hadn't reversed those claims, could quite literally snitch. What do you mean? Yo, I'm sorry, dude. Look, I look at idiots professionally online. Like it is a big part of my job. I look at some of the most pathetic human beings that are like literally barely alive, don't even know how they're alive. They have to be consistently reminded that like at the top of the hour there's a 3-minute ad break. Let's continue.
would
Okay.
absolutely reverse these claims. Again, this isn't even entirely YouTube's fault. The problem with Content ID and the reason it was made was literally to make sure YouTube couldn't die. See, YouTube and DMCA situations are scenarios where like YouTube literally has had to fight this even up till this modern day. Literally looking at Content ID, the system is designed primarily to actually cater to MCNs and big production groups like people that make movies, people who make music, literally so that they can actually have the ability to match content, block it, and also garnish revenue off of it. It's literally a compromise method created for YouTube to survive. So again, if you look into the history of copyrighted material, between 2007 and 2009, Viacom, Mediaset, and English's Premier League filed lawsuits against YouTube claiming that it had done too little to prevent the uploading of copyrighted materials. So Viacom actually at one point demanded $1 billion in damages. So again, when it came time to criticism for this entire situation, basically if a YouTube user disagrees with the decision by Content ID, again, you fill in a form disputing the decision, and again, that claim is sent directly to the party
And
that
you go to court,
who effectively has the final decision. And of course, if they don't respond properly, if they don't respond on time, yeah, it'll go forward in your case. But remember, if you're doing Content ID stuff and you are disputing it, you're literally getting involved in legal affairs. And again, Internet Anarchist is not the only YouTuber this has happened to. Omni,
Mm,
who
money
has
to do all that.
podcast a couple times, has said they doubled down on the copyright
one
claim.
going
Now
to
my
do
channel is at
it.
risk of getting a strike again. If anyone has been affected by Create Magic MGT, let me know. I'm officially going to war with them and YouTube's broken copyright system more tomorrow. So again, he's talking about where his channel is getting absolutely Content ID'd. And of course, YouTube even jumped into it and said that the claims are invalid and they're taking appropriate action. YouTube, these claims shouldn't even be existing in the first place. Again, the Content ID system was designed literally to appease users, to appease a lot of these big
Okay, so
corporations. But when it comes to people
it only
like Adin Ross
causes you
who are
to
mishandling it and
scroll.
misusing this technology, it could absolutely cause an entire chunk of the platform to go at risk. Now, one of the things that really hits me here is obviously from Adin Ross, whose content pretty much also like derives from reaction content and basically going on Discord and reacting to memes, or, of other videos and other content that he finds on the internet. I find it hilarious that he's so liberally handing out these copyright claims, again, maliciously to people he doesn't like. The problem with actually enacting something like this is at the end of the day, the DMCA system and the Content ID system is something YouTube has to abide by. No one likes it, not even YouTube. In order to survive, they've created both these systems in order to alleviate their tense relationships with some of the big players in Hollywood, so to speak. Now, the thing is with a system like this is while there is some net good that I guess it can provide for some of these companies, using it like a nuclear cannon against other content creators pretty much opens the possibilities for potential lawsuits to kick in. It only takes one lawsuit to truly change the landscape of the kind of content that all of us create on the entire platform.
This is exactly
this
why
is one.
it's like adpocalypse, man. You don't want to rock the boat for everyone else, dumbasses. That's the whole point. You do this, and someone, maybe even someone like myself, is gonna turn around and push back. Is gonna help others also defend themselves against you fucking issuing false copy strikes, and then all of a sudden, you've now unfortunately created
Yes,
even more
copyright
legal
claim.
precedent that will make it even harder for people to do collaborative content. That will make it even harder for people to do like actual fucking derivative content. All art is ultimately derivative. This is why most YouTubers are like, dude, don't fucking do that. Don't fucking do that. There's like a social contagion, right? Like YouTubers understand that this ruins like a fundamental way of making content online, which is why YouTubers especially get very upset when you turn around and do this shit. You are such a donkey dick, short-term Andy for behaving this way.
But even if you didn't want to get into the ethics of it and the idea of like, hey, the ramifications, this is just illegal, okay? And at the end of the day, it's a shame that Adin Ross is part of a select group of streamers that are actually using this tool to cause harm directly to this platform. It's one thing to just react to the content without asking. It's another hilarious
guess it
thing to react to the content,
doesn't
cover it, and
care at
suddenly
all.
believe that you are exempt from the same rules that you constantly break,
Yeah.
and hand out these absolute copyright gems like they're no tomorrow.
The irony, yeah, again, the irony is that
Report and a mention,
this is a different one. This is actually about Adin and I Show Speed, like copy striking random YouTubers for commentary that they engaged in. But like even with what he fucking did, like this is a guy who watched the Super Bowl, man. He watched the Super Bowl live on a platform that like somehow was able to shield him.
At the end of the day, what Adin Ross has done is basically abuse a system that exists, and ultimately, if it continues to be abused, it could lead to really, really massive ramifications for the platform. And honestly, YouTube needs to step in right now and prevent some of these organizations from having their content ID tools. At the end of the day, this is a privilege to even be part of the content ID system. And clearly, we've just already started to see literal streamers abuse it through third-party MCNs. Because again, from what I understand, from what I know, this isn't Adin doing it directly. It really does appear to be a third-party MCN that's handing it out on behalf of Adin Ross. Now, I guess the only silver lining.
Adin was doing it directly. His editor was doing it to his ops, according to his like first-hand knowledge of the situation. For the record, is that we looked at the clip earlier when he was like on the phone talking to another content creator, like very clearly saying like, "Oh no, I'm just going after my ops," which he literally apologized because he went after everyone because some of his friends got caught in the copy strikes. So he basically turned around and was apologizing to one of his friends that he accidentally copy strike, saying that my bad. I'm just only going after ops.
The thing of this is Adin Ross is doing content claims, which again, YouTube should absolutely be looking into, and YouTube should be handling misuse of this platform, misuse of this tool, so that honestly the lives of many YouTubers can be easier. Literally, it feels like this tool is used to silence criticism and actually put risks on a lot of smaller channels because larger channels know full well that no channel wants to go through a lawsuit, especially those who are living paycheck to paycheck and can't afford a lawsuit. Now, of course, content strikes, copyright strikes, which are even wilder forms of attacks. One recent example is cgpgrey, who literally issued 2 strikes against a channel known as Logging Through History. Now, from what I understand, these were reaction videos that he was striking, and there were significant times these videos played. Now, regardless of what you think about how much commentary is added and what you believe is fair use, nobody knows what fair use is unless somebody gets sued. Now, again, 2 copyright strikes is the super nuclear option because adding 1
because a third one means your channel is bye-bye, gone.
strike extra means your channel is gone. Now, of course, we got 1 strike removed, but generally this is like the severe nuclear option. And even if cgpgrey was in the right, it's still a severe nuclear salvo to throw. And it's a serious situation. Again, YouTubers or literally initiating legal action. And it doesn't even extend. Like false copyright strikes could literally even involve video game companies.
Copyright strike and
something known as SPT AKI, which is single player Tarkov. Now, generally, I hate Battlestate games because while they made a good game known as Escape from Tarkov, they are terrible fucking developers for a multiplayer game. All right, Escape from Tarkov probably has the highest ratio of cheaters to legitimate players I've ever seen. And
cgpgrey strike Ludwig. Wait, really? He's like that? I thought he was chill. Hey chat, who's YouTubers currently watching? We're watching Mudahar, also known as Ordinary Gamers, who is Muda Mad. I stole that from the chatter. Some chatters.
Yeah, Tom Scott
side by side. It was 2 years ago. Wait, no way. He's still mad about it too. And he bought fucking blue checkmark. His blue checkmark Andy. Tarkov was the worst when it comes to shooters, but devs have cleaned up recently. Also do the RMT game. He's pretty against fair use. I've been since the beginning and talked about it a lot on both Hello Internet and Cortex podcast. I mean, I guess I have only seen some of his videos in passing, and I did not realize that it was like that. That's sad to hear. I don't know, man. We're all in the same fucking content game. It's just like I don't know. It's like wild that he's still shitting on Lud like that. I mean, I love shitting on Lud, but and for the record, yes, I'm aware that cgpgrey once made a YouTube video where he like tried to say that there was a reason for the monarchy to exist, and it actually brought a lot of money. I know that he was wrong on that, but even then, I thought that he was, I guess I haven't like. Why do people hate on Lud? Nobody hates on Lud. Sludge dev. We're joking. It's called a joke. We're joking. We like Ludwig. It's very bitter that corporations can ruthlessly strike people and take their shit down, whereas individuals are expected not to. I don't know, man. Definitely have to way go about it regardless. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, if you think that like corporations why can't I talk today? Ruthlessly striking people down, then why would you want to be like, well, I should have that right too? It's like looking at DuPont Chemical and being like, if they can dump toxic waste into my natural water supply, why am I not allowed to do that to my neighbor's lawn? It's very strange to look at a shitty situation and be like, I should be able to do that as well. Anyway, I do understand it though. Look, not all reacts are the same. Not all reacts are built the same. Obviously, there are differences. There's a best practices and standards that are up to the individual copyright holder. Ultimately, they could still do it. They could still technically copy strike you. So that's the reason why we don't really look at channels that are like that. I didn't know cgpgrey was like that. I'm actually kind of surprised. I want to put in fake DMCAs too. Yeah, I'm actually a temporarily embarrassed multinational corporation. Jobber said Adin Ross, guy who legally streamed the Super Bowl to 100,000 kids, somehow believes he has the authority to copyright claim anyone who uses clips under fair use to even slightly criticize him. Alpha male one, he's always most fragile people in the world. Vid soon. Fucking 85-minute Jobber video drop in here. A lot of content creators similar to cgpgrey are really mad, rightfully so, about Facebook videos just stealing their videos, no commentary whatsoever, and getting a shitload of revenue. Yeah, that is totally fucked up. I don't have a disagreement with that. I'm talking about someone who's like genuinely trying to make an effort to like look at someone's content, uplift it in some way, and then add additional commentary off of it, utilize it as a launching point. We've been watching a 22-minute Mudahar video that also heavily features something that is important to me, and I've probably been reacting to this for the past hour and a half. Now, technically, Mudahar or others might have an issue with that. They might say, well, it doesn't matter that you fucking watch you still watch the whole video. It doesn't matter if you fucking genuinely and legitimately improved it or whatever. And that is true. They can do that. And if that is the case, then I can never watch the video. I apologize. I'll take the video down. This is my policy. This is
depend opinion on this.
Unfortunately, the only way to do React content
this is not going to sue anymore.
And has done for a very long time. The only way to do it on Twitch is by basically watching the whole video and like giving your commentary on it.